chance to read the agenda.
I did read the agenda, I read it in minutes today, she sent it to me. I just can't see too well, because the doctor changed this contact yesterday, and it's not doing what's supposed to do. What? I drive that sound anyway, you know that.
Miguel, do you want to sit over here since you're not an owner and you're going to do like...
All right. Yeah.
You know,
2 weeks.
you know, 2 copies to sign.
I have 1 copy.
No one.
I have one here.
Okay.
I pulled out an extra one here.
Okay, that's with all the, but you have 2?
No, I can print another one.
Okay.
I have 1.
Unless you want to,
No, I have
okay,
1.
so we can sign yours and sign that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of them the same, was that,
Yeah. Well,
and this is the updated one, we got the updated one?
Yeah.
let's check it out. And I'll go through all the cities.
Okay.
1 to 5.
Shane, advised me to ask you if you could get us an AIA payment.
Schedule value.
Yes.
We will.
Yeah, okay,
We will.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
We will.
The only thing that's different is some notes that he added, yeah.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
the notes that you are having is notes that, I know that's notes for you, but nothing pertaining to the contract, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I basically changed some of the language in contract.
Okay,
So maybe we.
what, okay, but the thing is, was this one updated?
No,
Okay.
basically it's the same thing. I made some notes and I changed it. Like for example, on the permit, it says payment to be paid by us. And it's true. We had $375 for us to go and get the permit and take care of all the running around. But you paying for the permit. It's on the original bid document, all right?
That's correct.
So basically, I clarified that on the, and then, the same thing, I put it over here, the 375.
But they said that payment for the permit was done by you, right?
Yeah, permit will be done by us.
Which means that,
That we're gonna go and do all the running.
We're gonna give them a check.
so
Right.
it'll.
Yeah, when the building department says it's ready and it's $500 or $1,000, whatever it is, then I come to you, you give me a check and go and get it. Okay? So the other thing is, over here says that I will start the job for 30 days from the signature, the day we sign this contract. I can't do that because we don't know when the permit's going to be issued. So I changed it 30 days from the day that we obtain the permit. That's the only.
Okay. Well,
Because it might take,
Repeat that again.
okay, the contract says that we have to start the job in 30 days from the day that we sign the contract, from today. So the only thing I changed was that we will start 30 days from the day that we'll get the permit. Because now we're starting the process.
Okay.
It might take another month for us to get the permit.
Okay, so, I think the reason, the purpose for that is to have a date. Now, if you say it takes 60 days, then please 60 days. What we want to make sure, no, I'm not saying that's,
Right.
what we want to make sure is that once that 30 days, 45 days, 60 days per month, then that goes into effect. Because remember, based on that, they're counting we will have this, the extended time because of damages that we're not able to use.
Right.
So we have to have, and I think that was the reason, that they have to have a date to
To
say,
start at
okay,
8%.
this is 1, 2, 3.
But by the day we'll start, here what happened. We can put 60 days, or we might have to change it. I have to, the reason we always sign it like this is because we had contract that we got, for whatever reason, we apply for permit, it takes 6 months to get a permit. So if we put 60 days over here, it takes me 3 months to get a permit, I can't start the job. So,
No, I agree with you.
mhm,
I agree with what you're saying,
mhm,
but you see, we had experience
right.
with a contractor that did the labor,
Uh-huh.
that did not begin to commence the project
Uh-huh.
after he got permit. You're not saying that you can do the
Right.
same thing,
Mhm.
so, but that's why we
But you put the way the permit is issued.
We got
The
30
city
days.
issues it, they.
No, the city's gonna issue it, you're gonna know because,
The only thing is that I think also a contractor, then a contractor can lay back and that expedition.
Well, they can, sure they can.
I mean, once it goes into
uh-huh,
the city,
right.
that the contractor can also lay back and wait for the process now. You can get the permit.
I mean, you're always gonna see it, you always, that's the timeline that you be able to track. Because Shane's gonna give me the plan, he needs to give me 3 sets of plans. I gotta give you a permit application, you gotta fill out that permit application, and I got the plan and the permit application. I'm gonna take it to the city within 2 or 3 days, then the process starts. And you see the plan has been redacted, the plan has been approved by zoning, by building, you know, we go through all the requirements. So,
So, let's say they approve it, let's say, this is example, they approve it, the 30th of May. How soon is it coming?
30 days.
30 days after.
The 30 days start the day that we get the permit. Even if,
No, I'm saying,
What he's saying is if the city follows this thing up, and you're gonna take 6 months to issue the permit, he can't start 30 days after you sign the
no, I
contract.
agree with that.
He's gotta wait until he gets the
Yeah,
permit.
I agree with them, but what I'm trying to understand is after they give him the permit, is what, 30 days later?
Right.
yeah, because I got to send it,
If he wants to, he can start 1 day later if he wanted
Right.
to. He has 30 days, he got to set up his schedule with his workers. So
Right.
he's got 30 days, if he doesn't start 30 days, then he's defaulted on his contract.
I didn't change the date, I just added 3 days by a different starting date, because we can't control when we're gonna obtain the permit. That's the city, so we might go and get the permit in a week, and then the 30 days start in a week from now. But if it takes more than 30 days, then we start that counting that day. The permit, the day that the city issued the permit, and like you said, I can't delay it, but you're always gonna know. Because it's the day that the city issued the permit, that's what it says here. Okay, so I can, the city can call and say, hey, Miguel, the permit's ready, but I won't pick it up for a week. Okay, but that the date is already,
To begin to count.
it's already counted. So that's the only change that I made, because that problem that we have, then the permit fee, which I just clarified, thing. And this one, it says over here on the final payment that you have 30 day payment. I said 30 days, I changed it to 10 days, if you're okay with that.
I would rather 30 days.
You'd rather?
Yeah, I would rather 30 days. Because final payment, I can, it's a little nothing. The final payment
The
is
final
not a big
payment
thing.
is a 10% retained.
Right,
Right.
right, so it's a little nothing, so
We'll leave it 30 days.
yeah, it's a little nothing, so.
30 days. And let me see if I made any other changes with it. Okay, the manufacturer warranty, I strike it because there's no manufacturer. The plan, everything we do in the service, so the guarantee is coming from us. So, I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, on the contact, and I already signed it, and
Okay.
and over here, I got everything because they asked all the 7, 1, 2, 5
Okay,
A year.
you know what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even then you can change yours.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay, call the meeting to order at 8:12 on April the 21st. Vincent?
You? Here.
Richard?
Here.
Ernestly here. Paying proof of notice?
Yes, he's posted 48 hours.
Okay, thank you. Resident comment to the board in reference to the agenda. Anyone have any comment in reference to the agenda? None? Okay. Proceed. E, approval of previous minutes. Each one of you had an opportunity to review the minutes.
Yes.
Any question, any amendment, any correction?
No.
Okay. I make a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting that was held on the 17th of March, 2015. And I have a second, been properly seconded by Richard. Question? Discussion? Comment?
Goodbye.
All of those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved. Going to E and F, financial report.
I'm sorry, who was second by Vince or
Richard.
All right, total assets we have is $671,155.93. The current liabilities is $98,965.05. We have reserve $4,227.30. And subtotal of the equity is $587,983.50.
Okay. The balance of the information on financial is there. Is there any question? If it's done, make a motion to approve the financial report. It's been properly seconded by Vince. Questions, comment, amendment? All of those in favor say aye. So, G, which is the management report.
Okay, so as you all know, we've been working back and forth with the attorney, and Miguel Lopez Jr. regarding the street and asphalt overlay project. That has been still a main focus. As you may have noticed, you no longer have a playground on your way home, well, you 3 members on your way home. And that, of course, I'm sure you got my email regarding the condition. I'm sure at some point we'll touch that again, but that was a project that was done recently by Henry, who completed that project. Those are the main things going on. Obviously, following up with violations and ordering the golf cart for the security company. I've already started the process. We have to do it before the end of this month in order to get the price that we have, that they gave us, they gave us the warranty until the end of the month. So I already started the process on that. So you'll see something to approve about that. But that's been mainly what's been going on for the past couple of days.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Okay, I make a motion to approve the manager report. Been properly seconded by Richard. Any question, amendment, discussion? All of those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved. And going to H, new business. Discussion on the overlay project. At this time, Do any of you have any additional questions? The general contractor is here, Miguel Lopez is here. Any question, anything?
Not for him.
Okay. Okay, so, I know we just have to make that change. Okay, do we want to, is the copy that he have, is equal to that same copy?
It's the same, oh, wait.
I mean, like,
Hold on.
begin and finish at the same, because what you can do is just make a copy and then you slip that in.
Yeah, his copy is the same as mine, it's just he made the changes.
Okay.
I don't know.
Let's make a copy of where you made the changes.
This one?
Just, yeah,
Just the pages that we made changes, right?
right, and then we just can sign it.
Where do you get the money from to pay for this?
What is it? Because, we have 300,
We $29,000.
and the project should be finishing in 3-4 months. That's what we get from the attorney office in this one.
She was supposed to add, that's what we're supposed to do in this meeting. We're supposed to have the attorney, how much he's gonna send us out of his escrow account. You can't liquidate your bank account completely. He has 40,000. Did he send it already?
No, because I told him you didn't need to reverse it to this person at this time. So we don't need it.
I have one philosophy about paying bills, and I've done my whole life since I was 18 years old. I don't sign a contract, buy anything if I don't have the money already. If I don't have the cash, I don't do it. Personally, if we had opportunity to go to a bank, to get the difference, I would sign a thing up immediately because that's the same as cash to me. But when we only have the opportunity with our own funds to do this,
How much do you have left?
what?
How much do you have?
Right now, we have, I just went, we have 338,300, and I guess the reserves we could actually use because we put the reserves for this project. So we have 300 and, where am I here? We have $342,000.
142. Okay. On a monthly basis, because of reduction of spending, we are coming up with $15,000.
15. Yeah, I agree with you there.
So let's put it 45.
I
45.
said 10, but okay.
Well,
I'll give you 15.
I said what I would say. This is not going to be done in 3 months. From today. No, I'm just, we're just like, yeah, so you can take more, but I'd say let's say 45. So that will bring it to 387,000.
Yeah, you're
Plus 40,000.
$30,000 short.
Plus $40,000
Huh?
from the attorney. That brings it to 912,429.
And how much is the city permit going to cost us?
No idea.
But no idea, like in a ballpark?
A ballpark, yeah.
Between so many thousand,
Well,
so
this
many-
is Dade County or?
This is Dade County.
Dade
Unincorporated
County,
Dade.
you're lucky, man.
Yeah.
Because it's cheaper than the whole county.
Yeah,
It's probably, it's gonna be less than $5,000.
okay.
So,
So we're okay, we can sign a contract.
Yeah. Good, I like this discussion. Now I know I'm gonna get paid.
That you're concerned.
Now I can start working.
Alright, good. We don't have money.
I gotta pay it, we gotta pay it, we gotta pay it. Okay. Meanwhile, we wait and carry that. There's two residents that would like to be appointed to the board. And they are on page 5, and after the contract, all of it be bonus. From 196.51 and spouse plus $7. 356. Calidad went ahead and checked the accounts and everything, and both of them are in the standard.
Good.
Do you all have any additional question on this topic?
I'll appoint a lizard to come on the board, if it'll give us any help. But would it be nice if the people were here? that we
Well,
were appointing?
I told them they don't have to, because we just appointed them, listen.
Okay, appoint, you go ahead.
Because they don't know what they need to do, we just
I
have to appoint them. Okay. At this time, I would like to make a motion to appoint both their people for Viones
So be honest.
and Fausto Celedon to the board of directors. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
It's been properly seconded by Vince. Any question, discussion, comment?
I thought I'd like to meet him.
I'm gonna add a comment to something that I ran into about,
There's a motion on the floor. All those in favor say aye.
All right.
Aye.
So moved. Now, what you can say.
your bylaws. I ran into this the other day. Your bylaws state the board does not have to have a reason to remove them. So what we did with Mustafa was a courtesy.
It's better that way.
But, yeah, but
We don't want to remove anyone, we want more people on. That's not, we don't want to get anybody off.
Okay, we have a contract.
I would like to stay home tonight, I have an echo, but I can't. So we don't have any board members.
you know,
Let me have that page that I have to sign.
the page.
That we have to sign. Miguel, give me the page that you signed
So,
already.
he had,
Have it.
Go on with the meeting and let her finish
That's
the
it.
paper. No, we finished?
Well,
We got
we're going,
people.
okay. We can proceed and to run everything.
Yeah,
We can sign
let her
it.
do the whole paper, so it's all
Yeah,
complete.
just-
Okay, now, we are in, we're going to K, general question. And what we usually do at this time, we go by the resident, one by one, and listen to their concerns. Now, we can start with you.
Okay, now you couldn't tell me for me. But as everybody over here may want to know, the project they're planning to do, and what is it cost that the association pays for the neighbors? Because I mean, we have to pay, we have to give extra money for the monitoring, or what they are going to do. If it's something in the finance for the whole association. Another thing is, like we were commenting last night about the sink, for the different driveway, and even for the street too, you can see how high it is now. What is going to happen when they change the asphalt, and what is the warranty, how long it's going to be the same way, or if they have to be done again in 5 years, 2 years, something like that, and if we have to give the extra money or anything like that.
Okay, your first question is the project we've been discussing over the months, so right now. It's just to put an overlay over the street. This is only the street we're speaking about. We're not only the street, we're not talking about
Driveway.
resident lots. That don't have nothing to do with the association. Your lot is your responsibility, okay? So we're only doing the drive, the street,
And the parking
Look.
area,
and the parking area.
the guest parking.
No assessment will be charged, no special assessment
And so far,
so far. So far.
not paying,
But this is only overlay.
over there.
Overlay.
That's it, it's not going to be that we remove like, except the sidewalk around the lake, and they remove parts.
This is the street.
I know, but it's not going to be like they did over here around the lake, and they took parts of the.
Well, what can
sidewalk.
happen, and I will send the community letter, is that from the point that Miguel Lopez let us know, okay, from this day in 30 days we can begin, and we send a letter to let everyone know that this project is coming, going to begin certain date. Everybody needs to have patience. There will be requests a few days before that you can drive here, you have to park your car somewhere else. Temporarily, you can do some temporary movement during this process. And let's say the project takes 2 months or 3 months, our request is that we expecting all the owners to be patient. It's not going to be easy. Anytime there's construction, driving to your house and all that, it don't come easy. So we hope that everyone has some patience, and that's all we can ask for. But sure, the contract definitely has expressed clearly that the contractors need to keep in mind all safety and OSHA procedures in line.
Okay, according to the engineer, we're starting to do now that when you put the overlay anyway, we're going to take when the bumps, that means the
Potholes.
buckles and everything, is going to be real nice for safety. Could be any possibility to talk with the other association that they do something?
That they what?
The other association to do the same thing? No.
Uh,
We'd love to. We'd love to.
Especially the main entrance, you know?
We would love to.
By the way,
We want to join the associations, they don't want to talk.
excuse me, know that I was possible, just a minute. Is it possible that you could give us a price for the homeowners? That's when you drop in, I thought, let's say, the homeowner wants you just to, the driveway, can you give us just a consistent price on there?
They're all the same size?
No. That's a no problem.
But-
And some of them have
Wasn't that
great
gonna be
big
done?
doors,
Give it,
and some of them are not so big, you know?
Okay. Give the prices by, by linear feet? or-
Yeah, by square feet.
By square feet, do that.
That's fair.
That's it.
But that was gonna be on an individual basis.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying that they have to request that.
Yes.
We can let them know
Okay.
that they need to contact you if they want that
No,
done.
I won't do it.
Wait, you want us to
You do it.
take the.
We can't do it.
You can't,
See, because
I won't do it. No.
Peter will do it,
We
people.
don't-
He's right.
We don't work, we don't do individual driveway, we don't work for individual house, we only do big jobs, commercial jobs.
That's it.
Okay. If you want to do it, I would glad to do it, because they're gonna save a lot of money doing it with us at the same
Do it
time.
at the same time. yeah.
But you have to coordinate that, you have to be responsible for collecting the money and pay us.
Okay, so we can tell them, listen, once you give us the
Yeah.
linear feet, we can say to them, if you want it done.
Write a
you
check.
need- You write a check to the association, and once it's clear,
Right,
then we will let them.
then you let me know.
So just let us know.
And it has to happen, I have to have that
At the
list
same time.
before
Start.
you start the job.
Right.
If after I start the job, I will not take any more of that. Okay?
Okay, I'm sorry, go back.
Probably they have to tell the owners of the house that take a measurement, you know, because all these hours they are very.
So we would give them just the feet.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because when he come, he can take measurements, so.
Right.
I mean, you better make sure you have the right measurement, because you have to pay us upfront.
Well,
Okay.
Amen.
Any other?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Okay, thank you. Yes, sir.
Hi. My name is Anthony My company owns a property here at 8220 Northwest 199 Terrace. We acquired the property approximately 7 years ago via foreclosure. Up until recently, we've had the property rented on and off. And I have now decided that I am going to move into the property myself. And I contacted about 2 weeks ago, I guess it was the Eastgate, to inquire as to what time my moving truck would be here and stuff like that, stereo people, cable and all that. And what I learned was that my name is nowhere in the system. So the guard instructed me to come down I want to say last week, I gotta remember the date, with my ID so that she could get information to upload it into the computer system. Very helpful. I was able to provide the information. Mrs. attended the meeting and expressed, she asked me questions about the association, where we were monetarily with the association. I explained to her that we were delinquent. And she took notes and she said, I'm going to pass this along to whoever she passes it along to. And what's happening is that I'm not able to get to my house. Just this evening, it's probably the second time that I come back, and I just told the guard I'd like to go to my house. And I said, you should see my name in the system. And she said, no, I don't have any name in the system. All I have is a note from Caridad saying that nobody can move in. Obviously, that is a bit of a problem, because if I can't get to my house, it's very, very difficult to.
Have you talked to the attorney about making a payment plan to get your dues caught up?
We have.
Because if you have, then there's no problem. They'll put you back in the system. If there's a plan and set and the checks are coming every month, they'll put you back in the system. If there's no plan and set, they won't put you in the system and you have to go through the visitor's gate. That's it.
Right, and that's fine, but from what I'm getting from the visitor's gate, when I show
If
up.
there's nobody in your house, you can't get in.
No, what I'm saying. What I'm getting at is, yeah, there's, unfortunately, and yeah, the company obviously has hired a lawyer to work with the lawyer for the association, but that has gotten nowhere. And that has its legal proceedings, and, you know, I don't necessarily know where that'll end up, but the fact that I'm moving in the house is so I can therefore complete the modification of my mortgage so that I don't lose the property. Because without living there, I can't complete that. So really what I'm finding out is that, yes, I don't mind coming to the visitor gate and having to give my name and, you know, if they need to take a picture, whatever they need to do. But the impression I'm getting is, I'm persona non grata, you can't come in. And what I don't want to do is when my kids come here on the weekend with the moving truck, and they tell them, no, the moving truck can't come in, and then all of a sudden, you know, you're paying $600 to movers, and the movers can't get in, and then you have the, I don't know what's the word I'm going to use. I don't need that type of aberration, you know, whether you pay or not, and I understand payments are extremely important, and we would love to try to arrange something, but from what I gather, it was almost impossible to deal with the lawyer for the association. I need to know what can be done.
Well, first of all, every owner in the room, they have to look in procedure, which means if you're the owner and the name is on the deed, then you have to make sure you put in an application for verification. Okay? And that goes to the opinion.
You're saying for verification.
Verification of everything and checking everything. Yes, that's your background and everything. You, if there's two adults, any adults in the house, we have the verification. We don't verify kids. Once that is done and that's here, also we go through the affinity and the attorney office. Because affinity and the attorney office, because they can check any imbalances, and they will then, because they have to issue a stop letter to make sure everything is clear, balance is clear, and if there's any balance. Well, but
What do you do in that case?
in that case, what happened is, Richard, you need to, reach an understanding with the attorney, but in that case, we
That's
talk
what
about.
I said. You need to make a settlement with the attorney.
But listen to what he said. He can't get settlement with the attorney. And I understand that if we're dealing with a case that.
It was $2. It's $10,000. I looked it up.
Okay, so we look at the public.
Huh?
The bottom line is, we're talking about 7
It's not
years.
his money. This is the people that you foreclosed on.
7 years. He owned it 7 years.
Oh, he's on it, yeah, he's on it 7 years.
Yes, that's what we're talking about. If we're talking about that this is something that he just closed, that, if he closed last month, you have to have a stop on that.
Yeah.
So however we do, however we finagle his process, now, and within 7 years, I've not given the decision one dime. I don't know, you have to go through the process.
Yeah, you have to go through the process.
No, but you're the owner of the house, and we understand that. The problem is that unless you go through the process, because she have to go and inspect the house, if we have the violations also, any violation need to be addressed on the house. Any issues, she have to walk through the house before anyone will do it.
She has to inspect my house.
Walk through the house, yes. The house have to be empty, she have to walk through the house and inspect the house. Why? The house can have violations of it, and that need to be addressed. Or the house might have some modifications on the back of it that without permits. Now, we not gonna do nothing with that part, but it's important for us just to disclose, make that disclose to the owner. For the owner, when they move in here and they come in or somebody say something in there, they don't want to take it up in the cessation. It happened already, so we just want, we don't care about if you want to move in with that. The only thing what we do address is community garbage. So, and then after that, we walk through the house with you and we look over that. After all the proper procedures is done, you fill in also a sticker sheet for the cars. You can give us the your tag number and the registration, because you have to verify all of that. You would turn on the stickers and those turn on stickers that need to be in the car. That would be no issue, but we do have to go through the procedure.
I'm missing the conversation.
The conversation is,
I'm just missing the conversation because if he's made no attempt to contact the attorney to say, okay, now from now on, every month I'm going to send so much money, no? Then why are we having this conversation? You have to do that.
well, they just asking a question, so we just.
No, and that's fine, and I believe that was tried, and what
It
unfortunately
has to
happened.
be accomplished.
Correct, but I think what happens is that these lawyers for these associations create, their fee component becomes the first thing that gets paid. What ended up happening was, yeah, so I think what happened was you had a situation where the fees were X amount of dollars, and your payment plan literally basically was never going to accomplish. By the time you pay the late fee every month and you pay the lawyer's premium, it was never going to get paid off based on what I believe could be afforded. So it kind of sat there. That's what I think happened. But I guess we're missing a point. If I bought the house 7 years ago, the likelihood is that I was approved by this association.
You assuming something.
Well, if not, at what point does an owner automatically become approved?
Well, normally, if you go through the process with a title company,
Right?
the approval process goes through your title company and our office. If you just assumed the house because of foreclosure, there was no closing, so there was no title. You had a closing at City Hall or wherever you had. You didn't go through a title company, so you've got no documents. No, you've got nothing. So that's why you're in limbo. But if you acquired the house 7 years ago and you had started paying, I think it was less than 7 years ago, it was less than $115 a month. If you started paying then, you wouldn't have any problem today because you could have worked out that past balance with the attorney for a long time ago. The problem is 7 years with nobody paying. That means that me and everybody here has been paying for your house for all that time. And these streets that we're paying for, we're paying for.
What's the bottom line? What's the bottom line?
Is, how am I going to get to my property every day? Are you telling me that I can't go to my house?
No, you can go. If you have a deed that you can give Patty that and show that it's your house, you can go to your house to the visitor. She just have to give you access. But you can't go to your house, but as moving in or doing, that can't happen. As doing modification in the house, you got to throw approval. You haven't done anything, and that's what we're saying.
But, so, I mean, it sounds almost asinine that the board is going to restrict my ability to live in my house. Whether I'm approved, not approved, whether I foreclose. I mean, I haven't seen the bylaws. To be honest, I came here today to introduce myself because I was hoping this, and hopefully by moving in and fixing my mortgage, then of course I could then go to the association and work out the association. Can't work out the association if I don't work out my mortgage, because they will eventually foreclose. I'll lose the house, and it doesn't put you guys in a very good spot either. Everybody kind of loses. But unfortunately, there's like a pecking order these days. But what's kind of thrown me off for a loop is, hey, you can't stay in your house. If I wanted to stay here tonight and sleep here, I can't do that. And I don't believe that not paying my association dues restricts me from living in the house. It just seems a little strong. I want to hear from the horse's mouth because, I mean, obviously, I could end up losing my house this way, and I want to make sure that at least everybody's aware of that.
Well, what we would say to you at this time is, at this stage, your best bet is approaching the attorney office.
I'm telling the attorney that I want access to my property tomorrow, and
Well, I mean, once the attorney advises us on how to proceed, then we will go with his advice. But I think one of the biggest issues we have is that we have a lapse of 7 years and not one movement was made. I don't recall your attorney sending any payment plan.
I can't speak for.
Okay,
Not
no, you can't speak for
his
your,
mouth.
no, you can't speak for, and I'm not saying for you to speak for, but what I would say to you at this time is, that's where we stand. That's where we stand. You just have to go through the proper procedure. That's where we stand right now. We're not saying you can't go in and take your property. You can't move in because you haven't done nothing in the procedure. Besides that,
But is there a procedure for an
Yes.
owner of a house?
yes, sir.
Yeah, but you have to get the documents, there's a whole thing, there's a package that you have to have to move in.
We're not saying you can't buy yours.
No, but I'm saying that I bought this house 7 years ago, or took title to this house 7 years ago.
And you bought into the bylaws.
Yeah, but whatever that approval process was 7 years ago.
Where's the title, what title, what's the name on the title?
Certified home loans
Okay,
authority.
wouldn't go through the association, a certified home loan, it's a bank, or a mortgage company, or a finance company. No, when that house is finally sold to whoever's, right now, the only thing that certified can do is rent that house, and they need approval from us to rent that house, and we're not gonna give them approval, I don't think, unless they pay, their back assessments. The only thing they can do is rent that house, unless you put your name on the house, go and close on that house, and then at the closing, our problem will be solved. We'll get our payment, at your closing.
Okay.
But if you're just leaving it in the bank or the finance company's name, just leaving it there, so the house is still in limbo.
It's not, you say limbo. I mean, many people own their houses in corporations. Not everybody owns it
I
husband and wife or.
Okay,
In a corporation, I know that.
So I mean, that, I'm not trying to put words in anybody's
No,
mouth,
that-
but I don't see any
Okay,
solution
okay.
coming, except maybe go call the lawyer tomorrow.
The solution is
You gotta contact
is
your attorney.
that you contact your attorney and your attorney contact our attorney. That's the solution right now.
So when I
For
show.
you to come into the property and go and look at your home, when you get to the gate, there's a notation there to call Kelly back. She will give you access to go, but there's no moving and happen. So, but anything else you want in reference to this house that you think is your right, which we're not denying anything? We are not denying, we are saying to you right now, and I'm saying to you right now, because of the 7 years, and because of the amount of the assessment go back to the association, you need to have your attorney talk to our attorney. Once we get that recommendation from our attorney, we will proceed. But until then, there's nothing else we can discuss. But if you want to come and look at your home, she will have to be guided.
She won't have to give me access to get through the gate. So if she doesn't let me in the gate, I can't come in. Basically.
So, yeah, that's right.
I'm locked out of the gate. Well, I mean, I just wanted to make sure it was on the record so it's clear. I personally think that can't be the proper way to handle someone's property. I mean, you guys can, I understand you guys deal with this every day. Sounds almost crazy to me.
Well, I understand what you want.
I don't care whether you pay your association dues or not.
That's fine.
But
All
you-
we're saying is, if the easiest route for you right now, about your concern, is getting your attorney to talk to us. We will go with whatever our attorney recommends.
I understand that.
Okay.
But the association, the lawyer for the association is on the board and isn't responsible to act in a way that not just promotes the homeowner, but actually provides normal basic services. You guys have a gate, and that gate is basically locking me out of the property. Period.
Well, that's-
Whether I pay my dues or not.
All right, but that's
Sounds
your
crazy.
opinion. We're not gonna put words in your mouth, and if that's your opinion, we're not gonna debate you.
Well, if I show up here tomorrow with my moving truck, they're not gonna let me in.
Again, we're not gonna debate you. We're not gonna debate you.
That's fine. Well, I appreciate that. I will obviously take it into consideration. I will be here though on Thursday with my moving truck. So if you need to have whoever you need to call police and stop me, that's really to you guys. I just want to put you guys on the record because I'm coming.
Unless you.
I have no place to live and this is where I'm gonna live.
Do you have a copy of the bylaws?
No, I would love one though. You guys should
You
provide.
should go to the website and download one and read it,
I would think that's a good idea.
since you are the owner of the property.
It's a good idea.
I think so.
You guys, thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you very much. And where is the website? You have a card? That would be very helpful.
The bank that took over my mother's house hasn't paid anything since it's been over a year too. And I gave the company.
The bylaws will help you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Yo ayer le vine a Pueblo, a ver la mano
Calidad.
en realidad. Hace un día yo recibí una carta por una violación, no sé, y ella fue y pasó por mi casa y me dijo exactamente la violación que yo tenía en la casa, ¿no? Le digo, déjame aprovechar la reunión para plantear. Yo en sí no sabía que era una violación porque los colores que pintaba la casa no sabía. Pero también le dije a usted ayer, Caridad, le dije que yo creo que ya es tiempo no hay que venir a poner, ¿sabes? Nada, de cambiar esos colores que hace 15 o 20 años que han puesto ahí. Porque si ustedes se dan cuenta, en Miami entero casi todo el mundo pinta la puerta de garaje de Prado y la de la... Entonces, no sé, no me lo planteara, porque esto está en supuestos cambios de aprobación, que aprueben a ver si van a cambiar los colores. No que yo quiera pintar un color extraño de eso. Yo pinté la puerta del garaje de Prado, si pegué yo demuestro que dicen aquí la foto. Pero, y si hay que quitarlo yo lo quito, realmente no sabía. Pero bueno, quisiera que se tomara en cuenta eso.
Being in the house.
I understand. And
He wants to know if he needs to remove it or not, or if it can be approved.
but did you have a picture of his house?
¿Cuál es su dirección?
Aquí está 32, 28, tengo.
100%.
Ok.
No es que esté en discusión,
Ok. No. ¿Desde cuándo vive ahí?
va a ser 3 años.
Ok. La situación es esta. Perdón, ¿su nombre?
José Luis.
José Luis. José Luis, la situación es esta. Sus leyes de la comunidad le indican a usted que antes que usted pinte su casa, necesita pedir una aprobación de la asociación. Ahora, si usted fue y pintó la casa sin aprobación, ahí está el problema. Eso no tiene nada que ver con el cambio de color.
No, yo sé que no tiene que ver nada, pero mira, yo, 20 años, 21 años que llevo en este país, en estos primeros 3 años que vivo, como le dije, no, cuando firmé el cierre de la casa y eso, como no sé inglés, y ustedes no pueden hablar nada de inglés, yo firmé y no sabía ni sabía que para pintar la casa, no es que quiera invitar a los demás, como vi que hay muchas puertas por el fraude, además la puerta de frente de mi casa era fraude, la verdad no. Entonces pinté sin saber que había que pedir un color, porque yo vivía hace como 15 años en una casa mía y en el barrio pintaron una casa como de violeta o algo así, y mandaron quitar el color y no era asociación, no era casa, y tuvieron que quitarlo. Yo aquí hice el color que más o menos, sí, pinté la pared de la puerta de la entrada y la cenefa, pero no es un color extraño, por eso yo más o menos me guié sin saber que había que tener un color específico que es una ley que lo dice, que han puesto aquí.
Todo lo que usted acaba de decir.
Por eso yo le digo, yo pinté sin saber, pero bueno, si hay que quitarlo, no tengo que esperar los 60 días que me dan, yo lo quito ya ahora mismo. Pero sí quisiera que tuvieran en cuenta que la cosa es de cambio, hay que cambiar. Como te estaba diciendo Marco Rubio, se va a postular ahora y dice que hay que cambiar en la nueva generación, las nuevas cosas. Porque si tenemos un color ahora de hace 15, 20 años, es correcto.
En eso lo que usted acaba de decir, usted está asumiendo, ¿verdad? Usted está asumiendo.
Sí, no, yo sí pinté.
No, usted está asumiendo el color de 15, 20 años.
Claro, sí.
Usted está asumiendo eso.
Ese color, sí, por el puesto y no sabía tampoco.
No, te estoy diciendo, usted me está diciendo que no ha habido cambio de colores ni adición de colores.
No.
15, 20 años.
Digo yo.
¿Cómo usted va a decir eso?
No, yo digo, que usted decir, yo no sé porque realmente hace 3 años que vivo aquí.
Sí, pero lo que le estoy explicando es que usted dice eso porque un vecino le dijo.
No, a mí nadie me dijo. Yo digo porque, ¿sabes? Llevo 3 años y entonces me dicen que ahí yo compré la pintura aquí en Kevin Williams, pero me dijeron que me dijo que había que pedirlo con allí, la administradora, yo no sabía, ¿entiendes? Pero bueno, no te discusión, sí propongo que, porque uno viene y debe proponer algo lo que uno siente, lo que uno quiere expresar. Si pueden más adelante, no sé, hagan un cambio de colores, porque el color que yo puse ahí no es un color realmente que esté fuera de lugar, pienso yo. Lo que no está aprobado por las reglas de aquí.
Los colores que ponen muchos de los presidentes de la comunidad, realmente algunos no son fuera de línea. El problema es que, como estamos en una asociación, y hay reglas aquí, y hay colores que uno debe pintar, entonces por eso esperamos que los dueños respeten lo que ellos firmaron. La situación es que cuando usted pinta el color que a usted le desea, entonces Juan pinta el color que quiere y Julia pinta el color que quiere y todos ustedes van a decir, bueno, él pintó tal, ¿por qué me van a decir a mí? Y ese es el problema. Debido a eso, debido a esa situación, se mantienen las cosas como están hasta que se cambien. Los colores fueron añadidos, cambiados varios años, en los últimos 5 o 6 años. Entonces, eso ha cambiado. Lo que pasa es que es como si usted, lo que nos está diciendo también es que usted está manejando ahí en la calle y pasa un letrero alto y no para, y la policía no para, y usted dice yo no sabía, porque yo no hablaba inglés. Lo que le estoy diciendo, las leyes están ahí, de que el dueño o la persona no sabe, no es culpa de nadie, toda la información está ahí.
Pero los papeles que yo firmé con 17 vienen y yo tengo que preguntar el color.
Sí.
Pero yo no.
Se nota ahí, tú puedes hacer un caso con su abogado que hace el cierre y deja él paga para pintar la casa otra vez, ¿no? Porque necesita hacer en el CIE. Si no está en el CIE, ellos hicieron una equivocación.
Pero cuando usted compra casa aquí en la comunidad, cuando usted firma, usted está diciendo todas las leyes de la comunidad.
Es un libro así.
Yo voy a obedecer. Eso es lo que usted firmó. También, además de comprar su casa, firmó eso. ¿Por qué? Porque usted quiere que su casa mantenga su valor. Ok, usted no quiere, si usted usted sabe que cuando vamos aquí al oeste y al este de Hialeah, ahí no hay asociación. Así que todo el mundo tiene lo que quiera. ¿Okay?
Tampoco puedes allá, uno puede pintar la casa de un color de esos extraños.
Yo le estoy explicando algo. En Hialeah, es un ejemplo. En Hialeah se puede pintar la casa como quiera. Ahí nadie va a decir nada. ¿Ok? Esto es Hialeah, pero es una asociación que tiene las leyes. Yo entiendo su posición y entiendo lo que usted me está diciendo. En una situación que usted hizo sin saber.
No tengo ningún inconveniente quitarla. Como le digo,
No, yo lo entiendo. Por eso.
quitarla la quito, pero el problema, la puerta, por ejemplo, de los garajes, a lo mejor todas son blancas, por ejemplo, todas son blancas. Pero porque todas, vamos a pensar, no es que uno quiera pintar una de verde, otra de blanco, otra de azul, pero
Cuando llegue ese día de que se cambien los colores, entonces
Pero no todos son blancas.
no todas son blancas.
Hay algunos colores escogidos, pero no son muchos.
Sí, no todas son blancas. Y la otra cosa, aquí nuevamente, eso es lo que pasa. Aquí somos 385 residentes. Y todas las semanas hemos estado pidiendo que el presidente que forme parte de un comité.
Pero entonces yo ya he venido 2 veces, no veo que viene nadie, la gente no plantea, la gente ahí, a lo mejor 30 o 40 puertas de bravo, y la gente no, la gente debe de venir un día aquí y plantear. No quiero la gente que quiera quitar la puerta, pero el color ese es un color que realmente se está usando ahora, es un color nuevo.
Bueno, de todos modos, lo que le estamos diciendo en otras palabras.
No hay problema. Yo sé que no hay forma de convencimiento y ya mañana mismo yo la pinto. Y le quito colores.
Con permiso, lo que pueda hacer es averiguar qué otros colores hay para escoger, porque no es solo blanco como dice. Hay otros colores para el garage o nada. They don't know how to averiguar. Pardon?
Las puertas de garaje, por lo menos.
No, I know there's other colors. Yo sé que hay otros colores.
I think there's only maybe, I think she was approving like the wood tone,
Yeah.
but that's it.
Okay. Bueno, hay otro color.
It's like a wood color, I think it's like what he.
And I seen a dark brown on my block too. I don't know if he approved or not. No dark brown. El color oscuro no te lo van a aceptar. Hasta hoy día. No quiere decir que el día de mañana usted no pida permiso para que añadir ese color y en los que estén aquí, que no son siempre nosotros, digan sí. Pero mientras tanto hoy día, pues sí, no están aprobados.
Hay un comité que aprueba todo.
Exactamente, no son muchos.
Hay un madera, un color de madera, no es
Un
madera.
color madera, sí.
Hay un blanco y hay un off blanco. Hay colores por la verdad.
Pero el oscuro ese no está
¿Pero cuál
aceptado.
es el color madera?
Es como
Does Sherwin-Williams have that color? No.
No, yo creo que es como un papel.
es como casi como
Pero yo creo que,
Es como si fuera un camerino con colores.
creo que es un papel.
You can't give it to them.
That's something that they have to paint, doesn't it?
It's paint or is it paper?
Paint.
No, it's paint.
Paint, and it
Ellos
takes-
pintan un color primero
Sí.
como este y después arriba te pone otro color que luce como
va a ser como madera, porque usted, mire, cuando mañana, de día, usted sabe dónde estaba el parquecito por acá. Ya, bueno, súbase por donde usted vive acá, súbase por acá y vaya donde hay un parquecito, usted va a ver alguna de las casas.
Hay dos casas.
Tres. La mía y otra dos tienen un colorcito chocolate. Pero eso es todo pintada de...
No, yo pregunto ahí en Sherwin Williams el color de se le puede dar que...
Bueno, ese no se puede,
Ellos no-
ese no es un color, eso es una pintada, le ponen 7 capas para llegar a ese punto.
No es algo que lo vaya a hacer usted
No, claro.
exactamente.
Mm.
Es algo que usted tiene que verlo para
Sí.
que se dé cuenta que el tipo es como, es algo extraño porque parece como si fuera que la puerta es una madera, pero es un color.
Como color pintado.
Si se da la vuelta por aquí, lo va a ver.
De día, para que usted pueda
Si
ver.
no,
¿Ok? ¿Algo más?
No, voy a firmar la carta, no tiene problema, solo.
Ok. Ok. Tú eres, no, atrás de ti. ¿Tú vives a dónde?
Yeah.
You live where?
Well, my name is Virginia Frometa on 20100 Northwest 83rd
Okay,
Place.
you the owner of the,
So yeah, I rent. So last night,
okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
so last night somebody knocked on my door around 7:25 p.m. and it was a guy dressed in casual clothes. He delivered a paper to me that said temporary injunction, and the name on it was Desena Castillo. And I told him, hey, I don't know who Desena Castillo is. And he said, well, I have to give you this paper. You have 10 days to leave. And I was like, why? I don't know what's going on. And he was like, oh, no, I just, this is my job to give you this paper. And then before leaving, he said, oh, and they're towing your car from the property. And so I said, what do you mean you're towing my car? So I went outside, my car was already loaded on the tow truck. I told the guy who already towing my car, he said that they had to, and I told him, I'm not just saying Castillo, and so what happened was, so they were towing my car. He told me that I had to pay him $50 and so he told me that I had to pay him $50.50 or else he had to take my car. So I paid him the $50 because I was scared. It was already in the tow truck. I was scared he was gonna take it. And he told me that if I don't move the car,
Go
and
ahead.
he told me that if I don't move the car, they were going to come back to take the car. So after he left, in my head, I was like, okay, this is a scam. So I did call the cops. I filed a police report. I showed him the paper that the gentleman had delivered to me. So I showed him the paper. The cops told me that the paper was fake. And he went the cops went and they talked to security guards, told them to not let any tow trucks pass so that they wouldn't take my car. I went and I talked to security guards as well. They told me to call Caridad in the morning. So I called Caridad. She told me to come speak to her in person so she could tell me what's going on. So I came, I spoke to her. She explained to me the situation that's going with the homeowner, that you guys haven't been able to contact him. But like I told her, I pay him around the first of every month. I didn't know that he owed fees or anything like that, or that I had to get approved. I didn't know any of that. So, and, she told me to come here to see what my options are regarding to what's going on.
Well, in reference to options, first of all, I hope who was talking to the gentleman.
Her options were simple. She just puts a form in. She's already renting the house and pay the rent directly to the association, attorney, instead of to the people.
No. Option that's simple because she don't have no verification, she don't have nothing.
I said she needs to put an application
Well,
in.
that's what I was going to tell her, is pretty much the same thing that you was telling this gentleman. So they have to do a procedure. The owner knows that. Once that procedure happened, you just can't be in the house.
Okay.
And that's what happened. And we send letters to the home. No answer. The attorney tried to contact. No
Well,
answer.
nothing came to my name. They came to
Well-
Castillo, so I'm not going to open someone else's letters.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
The bottom line is, the injunction is in place. So unless you can conclude in the next 10 days, application, the owner have to do the application process. The fee have to come forward, assessment on the home, and everything is done properly.
Let her call the attorney.
And everything was done properly, then you will see. Also, on the server information, you have the attorney information, you can contact the attorney office don't know you.
Yeah, I understand.
So our answer is that you don't have access to the gate, to come through the gate, not even a visitor.
She has,
So if you come in, you probably come in from there.
she has stickers.
You have stickers, he gave you the stickers.
The owner.
Okay, the owner gave you the stickers. Where's the owner? Where's
Who's the
your, did you brought your lease?
Ronaldo
Yeah.
Munoz.
Okay, well, you don't give her the lease that you ain't copy of
I can
it.
bring it to you tomorrow.
You don't have your lease.
No, it's at my house. At
So
the
you
house.
came
it's
to
not-
us tonight without the lease.
I didn't know I was supposed to bring it. I can
But
bring it
if you, I
tomorrow.
mean, if you come into the data, your case, your position. So the bottom line is, if you're not supposed to be on the property, then they get told the car again, because you're not supposed to be in the property, you're not supposed to be in the house. So they get told the car again. So unless you can pay the tow truck every day, or whenever they come by.
Well, you said that was a scam, right?
No, that's nothing I was talking about. Because it was, everything was brought to my attention, and I'm an attorney that they need to, they've been trying to address the house. But we don't get the feedback, and if your owner have you in the dark, we don't have control of that. But your owner have the access to call the attorney. The attorney not can deal with you. I can tell you that right now. They can be directly with the owner or with the owner attorney.
Okay.
So
Because
I think they serve you that.
I'm not sure if it even applies in this situation. It was applying when the owner wasn't responding, and if the owner is responding, if he's in collection with that debt, he's already done all the collection. If it hasn't, she can go to the attorney and makes arrangements directly, no?
Her scenario
It's different.
is the same thing. It's just
Yeah.
no
They
contact.
have nobody owns the house,
And no contact.
and no contacts.
No contact.
If somebody, could be a complete stranger doesn't own the house at all that you're paying rent to.
I mean, I know it's when I'm doing the owner of the house.
Again,
Do we know?
once,
They were after Ronaldo Munoz, but they couldn't find him.
once you bring the information to us, I go through the process, then it gets, that, the process will stop. Right now, I think it's down to 9 days.
So the information I need to bring is the lease?
You need to do everything. And
Yeah,
right now,
great.
you don't for 9 days.
I don't have 90 days?
9 days. 9 days. You don't to 9 days, and after
9
that.
days?
Yes, and
Okay.
after that, I think the server, what you have is in 10 days.
Yeah.
Beginning effective immediately. So you have 9 days now, and after 9 days, then the sheriff will come in. So if you can make sure that.
Do you
that's
want to
it.
write down what it is that they need?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a lot.
Yeah, so that's, all of that is in place, put in place. You can do, it can happen on the last day, then
So-
everything stops. But
So what do I need?
I'll tell you what, once we finish, you can
Okay.
sit down with, and then she will go through everything with
Okay.
you. Okay? All right.
Are we done?
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I say, goodbye. All in favor?